Hello everyone, welcome to another coding tutorial. Today we're going to be cloning ChatGPT but in our way. So we're going to be building it with Python and React.js. But make sure you have Python installed, so go to python.org. I'm gonna link all these links down below, by the way, in the description. So once you're in Python, just make sure you have it downloaded, and Node.js as well, node.js.org, and finally Postman, to test our API requests from the backend before we jump to the front end. And now you can go to the OpenAI. So this is their official website. So OpenAI/API, and click on, if you don't have an account, create one. I already have one, so I don't need to. I'm gonna log in with my Gmail, and so now we're gonna leave this like this, and let's go back to let's start the project first. So go ahead and open your terminal. Inside the terminal, I'm gonna navigate to the desktop, typing cd space desktop. So now I am in my desktop. If you want to know where you're at, just type pwg, it will show you where you're at. So you can see that we are on the desktop now, clear. And let's make a folder, mkgir space, the name of the folder. So I'm gonna call it, let's give it a name. So I'm gonna say chat GPT React Py, and you can see that it got created right here, ChatGPT React Py. And let's navigate to that folder, cg that folder, enter, and I'm gonna open it in VS Code so I can show you guys what we're gonna do here. Okay, so I'm gonna split them together. You can see that it's empty, there is nothing here. So inside here, I'm gonna create two folders, one for the backend and the other one is for the front end, which is React. So let's first start with the backend. So I'm gonna create another folder, mkgir space, we're gonna call it backend. Okay, you can see that it got created, and inside the backend we want to create a virtual environment. So let me clear that. I'm gonna say virtual. Oh, make sure you are in the backend. So cd backend. Again, type pwg to see where you're at. So we were in the desktop, and the ChatGPT React is the root folder, and inside it there is a backend folder, and that's where we're at right now. So inside there we're going to create our virtual environment. So virtual env, and then I'm going to call it vnv, give it a name, vnv. Make sure you spell it right. Okay, like that, and boom. So this created a virtual environment for us. As you can see, there is like a bin folder, git ignore, etc. And now we're going to activate this virtual environment by typing source, and then the name of the environment, I called it venv/bin and /activate, and press enter, and it is activated now. So now we're going to install our dependencies. So we're going to pipe3 install. I want Flask, and I want Flask course, and I want OpenAI, and I finally want python.env because we want to store our key to a environment variable. So when we push it to GitHub, you don't want people to see your API secrets and stuff, right? Okay, so click enter. Oh, I had an error. Oh, I spelled Python wrong. So it's, make sure you spell everything correct. So it's Python, like that. Okay, enter, and it's downloading, and now everything downloaded. So now if we do pipe3 freeze, you can see that we have Flask course, OpenAI, and python.env. So clear this, and now we're going to store all these dependencies in a file called requirements.txt. So let's do the same process. So pipe3 freeze, the greater than signs, and the name of the file, which is requirements.txt. requirements.txt. Click enter. And this will create a file for you with all the dependencies installed. Okay. So now we don't need this terminal. Actually, we do. We need to now create our front end, but we're gonna work on our back end first. So remember the PWG to see where we at. We are in back end, so we want to back up one step. So cg dot dot, and now PWG. We are now in the root folder. We're not in backend anymore. So in backend, if you want to create a React app, you have to type npx create dash react dash app latest for the latest version. So at latest, and give it a name. So here we have a folder called backend, and we're gonna call this one frontend, like that. npx create react app latest and frontend. You can give it any name you want. I just called it frontend, so you can see that it's creating this. So I'm gonna pause the video when everything is downloaded, and then I'll be back. So guys, as you can see here, everything got downloaded. It says happy hacking, and this is, you can see the instructions. So if you want to start the development server, type npm start. If you want to, for production, npm run build, and for testing, npm test. And we're not going to be using any of those for now. And this npm run eject, I don't know what it is, but you guys can check that out. You can go to react.documentations as well. So now, I think we don't need this terminal anymore. So let's make this bigger, close the front end. We're gonna start working with the back end. So in the back end, let's create a file called app.py. Okay. And let's import Flask. So from Flask, I want to import Flask with capital F, and I want JSONify, and request. And we, in the new line, add a new line, we want to import Flask course. So basically so the front end doesn't complain when we make an API request for the backend for cross origin stuff. So from Flask course, import course, like that, capital, not course, like that. And let's say app. Oh, we need to import the env.env as well. So let's create a file outside of two of those if you want, and call it .env. So basically in this env is where we're going to create our API secret when we don't want to show it like when we push it to GitHub, right? I think that makes sense. So let's import OS, and let's say from .env. I want to import load env, and I want to import find .env. So basically we are going to load the env file, and we're going to find it. So basically it's going to look for that and then load it, okay? And it will give us the value from that file. Okay, so let's say, so let's go back to the documentation. So once you signed up and everything, if you're curious where you can get your own API key, click on personal. It's in the top right, click view API keys. If you don't have an API key, click on create new secret key. So that secret key is the one that you want to copy and paste in the env file, okay? So I already have one, so I don't need to create one. So I'm gonna come here and say open AI key is equal to the key that I'm gonna paste. I already have one, like I said. Copy that, paste it here, like that, save, and I'm gonna grab that variable. So I'm gonna say, sorry about that. So I'm gonna say API, or you can simply say, so OpenAI. Oh, we didn't import OpenAI. Let's import OpenAI, like that. So like that. So OpenAI, dot. So you can see you have a lot of functions here. So we're going to choose the API key, and how that works. So the API key is going to be equal to the API key environment that we have. Okay, so I'm going to say os.get.env, and we're going to paste that like that, OpenAI. Okay, save. So if you now print this, so let me just print this real quick so you guys can see. So print variable, so I'm going to say I'm going to call test for now. So if I print it, test, and open the terminal to run the file. So open your terminal and go to backend, cg backend. We are now in the backend, so you can see that we are in the backend. Clear. And let's activate our virtual environment by typing source again. The name of the environment, we called it venv, and go to bin / and activate. Now it's activated, and now we can run our file. So I'm going to say Python3, the name of the file, which is app.py. And now we can see that this is my API secret. Basically, I'm grabbing it from the env file. Okay, I'm gonna change this later. I don't see why anybody want to use this, because you're gonna have your own for free, so why mine? But anyways, I'm gonna change it later. Okay, so let's delete that. We see that that's working. So now we're gonna create our Flask app. So let me make this clear here. So this is the .env, and I'm gonna come here, say here is gonna be Flask. So I'm going to say app is equal to Flask underscore underscore name underscore underscore, and we're going to use course here. So I'm going to say, so we're going to wrap the app inside this course. Okay. Okay, like that. And I'm going to create the routes. So I'm going to say app.routes. I'm going to call it API. And the method is not get, is post, because we're gonna post to the API, right? We wanna post to this OpenAI. Okay, so I'm gonna create a function called GPT3, and so first of all, I wanna grab the JSON stuff. So I'm gonna say data is going to be equal to request dot get JSON, and the message that we wanna pass to the API. Let me say message is going to be equal to this data, and here say message like that. Okay, and the response is going to be equal to OpenAI, not dot response, it's OpenAI completion dot create, and inside here what I want to pass. So let's, if you go back to the documentation, so click on documentation, scroll down, go to completion, you can see that, so this is the request, and you can see that we have to specify the model. As you can see, it's a string and it's required. We need to specify what kind of models we're using, and there is a prompt and max token and temperature. Just go to the documentation, play with it, you can figure out, you can do a lot of stuff. There is a lot of different models. So this one is called Text DaVinci. That's the one we are going to use. This is the most popular model that ChatGPT has. So let's copy all this stuff. Okay, come back to code and paste that in here. But we don't need this, so let me just move this step forward, and we don't need this. The model is, so instead of dot is like that, so model. Okay, and the prompts, instead of this string, we're going to pass it the message that we're grabbing from our Flask. And the max token, it's basically how many, like we don't need this stuff right here. need that. So the max token, I think it's how many, like basically the size of the response you want to get. And I want to have 3,000, the max you can give me, I think. So, and the temperature, I'm just going to say 0.9. Okay, so let's print the, but before we do anything, go back to documentation. So this is the parameter, this is the request, this is the parameter, and this is the response. So basically when ChatGPT give us a response, oh, you can see all the, you can see here all the models here. But for now, we're using Text DaVinci 3. So for the, you can see that the response, it's an object, and inside out that objects, it has an array. As you can see, index 0. So all we care about for now is the text, right? So that's interesting. So what we're going to do now is come back to our code. Once we got our response from ChatGPT, we want to let's print them. So I'm going to say response dot choices of index 0, as you saw in the documentation, and I want dot text. That's all I care about for now, because it's the, so we got the response, and the choices of 0 is this. Now we have access to this, and dot, because there is another object that we're going to say dot text. I want to see the response from the ChatGPT. Okay, I think hopefully that makes sense to you. So I'm going to return here JSONify. I'm going to return some JSON, and it's going to be object. So I'm going to say message is equal to the same thing we got here. That's what we want to see, like that. Save this. Let's run our app. So I'm going to say if name underscore is equal to main, and I want to say app.run. Specify the host, which is going to be 00, and I want my port to be equal to 9000, and the debug true. Save. Now let's run our file. So Python app.py. Okay, now let's go and open Postman and try it out. So look for Postman. And in Postman, I want to say here, let me close these. I don't need this. Don't save. In Postman, you can specify the, it's a basic, so first of all, it's a post request like we specified in our Flask, and it's going to be HTTP localhost 9000/API. Oops, API, like that. And go to body and click on raw text JSON, and open here brackets, and add the, so the message that we want to give. Oops, message. Make sure you spell this correctly, because this is what we have in our Flask, remember. Okay, message. So message is, I'm going to tell him who is Elon Musk. Right? Who is Elon Musk? Okay. Post sent is loading, and hopefully it should give me the request. Oh, nice. We got the response back. As you can see, so it says Elon Musk is a technology interpreter, investing, etc. Now let's ask him something else. So let me say send an emoji. Oh, it gave us an emoji. That's pretty cool. So I think that's working. So let's close Postman. We test it out. And by the way, because we're printing here the response, so you can see it in the terminal here too, and you can see that emoji that gave us. Now we are done with the backend. Close the backend. We're done with it. Open other terminal. Leave the backend terminal open because we're gonna make our request. So we need the server is running, right? So now let's go to backend. I mean, sorry. Now we are on the front end. So remember, we type pwg to see where we at. So we're in the backend. So we're gonna back one step. We're gonna go one step back. So cg space dot dot. Now we are in the root folder. So we want to now go to frontend. So cg frontend, and from there we're gonna type npm start. Okay, this is going to open. This is going to open the servant for us. It's going to say this is React. So, oops, I don't know what I did there. I want to split this like this. Okay, so like that. And what do we want to do now is there is a couple files we don't need. So I don't need this app.test. I don't need index.css. I don't need the logo. I don't need the reports. I don't need setup. Delete all these. Trash. That's fine. It will give us an error because we changed some stuff. Oh, did I delete the source not on purpose? I think I deleted the source not on purpose. Yes, I think I deleted the source number, but that's okay. What we're gonna do is create a folder called source. Or you know what? Just two. So let me delete the whole thing. And let's install React again, which is fine. So terminal, go to terminal. Go to CG. I'm gonna go to desktop. And go to the chats. And go to, and then here you're gonna create npx create react app at latest and front end like that. And pm creates react app. Oh, latest. I spelled it wrong. So latest like that, and download it. Again, I'm gonna, this is, okay, now it's creating the front end again, but I'm gonna pause the video once it's downloaded and then I'll be back. So now it just got downloaded again. So let me close this. Come here. Terminal, make it bigger. Get out of this, clear terminal, and let me close this terminal. We're gonna start the process again. Open new terminal. Okay, again, back up one step and go to front end and npm start. So before, what happened is I deleted this not on purpose. Let me close this. And here we go. We got our React app back alive. Okay, so now let's delete these again. So I don't need this app. So delete. I don't need the logo. We don't need that. So delete. We don't need this file, report web vital something. And the test, we're not going to do any testing, so we don't need that file. And index.css, we don't need that. All we need is app.css, app.js, and index.js. So let me close this. Come here and go to index. So delete this report vital because we deleted that file. and index.css. We don't need that. We deleted that. Go save and go to app.js and delete the logo because we don't need that, and the header, delete all this stuff and just type there hello. Instead of doing function, I like using arrow functions. So const app is equal to an arrow function. Save. You see that we don't have any error, compiled successfully. If we go back, you can see we have an empty project. It just has an hello in it. So now we're gonna use let's work on the styling. So I'm gonna use Bootstrap. So go Google and search HTML. I'm gonna say Bootstrap chatbox, but we need to import Bootstrap first. So let me get the link. So Bootstrap HTML CGN. So this is CGN. So copy this. Go to public. Go to HTML. And paste it here inside this header. Remember, let me make this bigger. So you want to paste that inside this header. We don't need this bunch of comments. I don't want to confuse you guys. Leave that, we don't need, just leave it blank. No comments so we don't get confused. And in here, you can paste that inside the head, okay? Paste that, and also we're gonna need what else we need? Yes, font awesome. So font awesome, go to Google, search for font awesome. I'm gonna say HTML link. Yes, so copy that, paste it here as well, save the file and close that, close public. And here we're gonna come back for now we're gonna go to, so we're gonna search for template because I don't really wanna focus on styling too much. That's why we want to use Bootstrap to save us time. So Bootstrap, click on this. As you can see, there is a lot of templates that you can use. So I want to use this one. Looks cool. Why not? There's a lot of them. So go to Bootstrap. Again, I'm gonna link everything there. So show code. So copy this. This is HTML, pure HTML. So we're using JSX. So there is a trick that I used to use to save time. So I do HTML to React converter online and go to transform tools. Transform.tools. Click on that. And here, delete this and paste that. So now you can see that this is JSX and this is pure HTML. So copy that JSX. Close this, go back to your React app. Get rid of this hello, and let me just make this return like that. Like that, and here you want to paste that stuff. But we do not need this section, so go up and delete this section. We don't need this. And save. Go to your HTML and you can see we got that. But this is kind of weird, but let's fix that. So I'm gonna go to the I think it's the, so let's copy this card body. We're gonna make it scrollable so it doesn't get out of the, like as you can see, it's out of this. We don't want that. So let me delete this CSS. We don't need. Delete that. We don't have a logo anymore. Let's delete that. And for the app div, let's make this display flex. We're going to basically center it. So display flex and align items center. And I want to justify the content to center. And what else? Let's give it a background color of What background color we want to give this, guys? Not 100% sure. Let's go to ChatGPT, OpenAI. We can see, so if you click, we want this background color. So I'm going to inspect this and go to I think so. If we inspect, I think it's this color, right? Is that the color? I'm not sure if it matters, but let's just copy this color. Oh, I think it's this one. So save and close this. Go back to your code. Where is it? Oh, yes, I'll paste that there. Let's see what we got. Nice, we got that. I mean, that's not the original color, but it doesn't really matter. Like I said, we don't really care about that. So let's do more changes. So I want that. Go back to your app. So I want this card body. Okay, I want that card body. Go back to CSS. We're gonna style it. I'm gonna say scroll or overflow. Sorry, overflow Y because it's going up and down, not X. And I want to make this scrollable. But before that, I'm gonna come here to the top. Say the HTML. Scroll. Let's leave it like this for now. Let's see what we got so far. Save. Go back here, and you can see now we can scroll inside this. This is what we want. Okay, so we're gonna now. This is gonna be us sending the message to the ChatGPT, and this is gonna be ChatGPT responding. And we can change these images. We can add. You can add all the styling you want to add. Doesn't really matter. It's only styling. That's the only thing that I don't really want to spend, like, waste my time doing styling. So what we're gonna do is now that we can scroll into this chat box, make this a little bit bigger. So what I want to do, let me add a little bit, couple more styling and delete some of the stuff that we do not need. So let me go back to code, close this, open our code. So this is a lot of dummy data that we do not need. So let me start from here. First of all, this button, I don't want it to be primary. I'm going to make it dark. And I'm going to say here ChatGPT3. And so that's the first GIF. This is the second GIF. So this basically is going to be my message, and this is going to be the GIF is going to be his message. So we don't need the rest of this stuff. So let me close them real quick. Okay, that's okay. So I'm gonna delete it from starting from here. So I don't need all that. I don't need this either. Save. If we save now, come back. Oh well, I do need one of those. So let's see. Let me undo some. Okay. So I don't need that. I don't need this. I don't need this. Basically, we're deleting the dummy data that we don't need. See here. So this is the first div. Save. Come back. See. Let's see. Okay. Yes. so these we don't need. I just need one message from me and one message from him. So let's see. This is me. Start. Okay, and this is him. Okay, so I'm gonna delete from here. Save that. Come back, and you can see that we got only these two. And I'm gonna delete these two, and I'm gonna delete these two. So let's do that real quick. I don't need all that. Hi. I'm gonna delete this and close this div so we don't get confused, and open. We don't need this divider either. I'm gonna open this and delete that. Save, and if we go back, nice. We only got one message from me and one message from him. And now what are we gonna do? Actually, this button is gonna be clear chat instead of that. So I'm gonna say here, go to header. We're gonna here clear a functionality to clear the chat. So clear chat. And the header is gonna be chat GPT3. Save that. Let's take a look. Nice. Okay. And now what are we gonna do? So let's create, let's go to the footer, and we don't need the smiley face. We're gonna leave only one button to send the message in the footer. So let's open this again. As you can see, we only want that. Okay, this one. Okay, so now we're gonna do our logic. Let's make the API request. So from React, I want to import React, and I want useState, and I want use effect. Okay, from React, like that. Oh, need a comma here, like that. Okay, and come onto the top. So here I'm gonna say this is gonna be states, and here's gonna be the handle submit, handle submit function, and here's going to be one key down, and here's going to be handle scrolling, because we want, when we get a message, we want to scroll all the way down, right? We don't want to be scrolling ourselves. It will do it automatically, but for that we also need useref as well. So useref. Okay, so the first state, this is states. So the first state is I want, say const input message, and set input message is equal to useState, and this is going to be a string. And what else you want? So I can say const loading and set loading is going to be, by default, is going to be false. So this is going to be a boolean. Okay, and so chat message and set chat message is going to be an array, because that's going to be the array. Wait, what happened? Set chat message. Why is it complaining? Oh, like that. That's weird. Why is it complaining? Like that. Okay. Cool. So this is going to be the input. This is the input, and this is whether it's loading or not. And this is going to be an array that we can store data from the handle submit function. So for the handle submit function, I'm going to say const handle submit. Okay, like that. And I'm going to by the way, we need to install Axios to fetch the data. So let me Control C to close the terminal, clear this. npm install I. You can do I or you can do install Axios -- save, like that. Make sure you spell it right. So install, not install, install. Okay, so this is going to download Axios. Now it's downloaded. I'm going to clear the terminal and run npm start again. And running again. Nice. Okay, let me lower this a little bit. Nice. Okay, so now I'm going to import Axios. So import Axios from Axios. And here I'm going to say const data is going to be equal to axios.get. And we're going to get a variable called URL. So let's create the URL. Is going to be coming from our backend. So const URL is equal to HTTP localhost 9000/API. So we're making this is a post request. So I'm going to make a post request for this URL, and we're going to specify the body. Right after URL, add a comma and open like an empty object. And this is basically the body. So I'm going to say the message from our backend is going to be equal to this input message, like that. Okay. And if you come down in your inputs, give it a value. So type a message like that. So I'm going to say value is equal to input message, input message from the use state, and on change it's going to be, I'm going to say create a function that has an e, and I'm going to say set not value but set input message to e.target.value. Okay, so let's see what else we can do here. So what I want to do is, first, for the loading, let's make this try and catch, by the way. So copy that. Here's going to be try, paste that, and catch if there is any error. So I'm going to say error, and I'm just going to console log the error, like that. Okay, and let's see. So we are going to be create so from here, what I'm gonna do, let's think about how to display this. So I'm gonna say this shout log is going to be, of course, an array, but we're going to add an object into it that one of the keys is going to be me as a user, and the other key is going to be the ChatGPT. So how can we do that? It's a good question. I'm going to say, so I'm going to say, let's create here an object. I'm going to say this is him, so I'm going to say bot, and his message is going to be, how can I help you? Can I help you? Okay. And so this user, so this is message. So I'm going to say this is a message. And here I'm going to say the user is going to be bot or bot. So basically this is a bot, like that. Okay. And inside our fetch, our handle submit function, I'm gonna first of all set loading here to true. So we're gonna set loading to true and copy this at the end of the request. Once we got the data, so it's not true anymore, right? So I'm gonna set it to false. So I'm gonna update my states. So here I'm gonna set it to false. Okay, and I'm gonna say here set chat message, or I'm gonna say here let new message is going to be equal. We're gonna grab a copy of the chat message. Okay, paste it in there, and I can here specify this time user. I think it's going to be him or me. This is interesting. So this is me because he basically already gave us a message, right? So now I'm gonna say this is gonna be, I'm gonna say the user this time is me, and the message now it's going to be the input. So I'm gonna do like this, a $, and it's the input message. Okay, so that means this is me, right? And I want to update now these states. So I'm going to come here and say set chat log to the new message, which is from me, right? We want to, because this is the most important part of the whole thing. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say const message is going to be equal to the new message, and we're going to loop through that message. So that map, and say here I'm going to say message, and I'm going to return message.message, and at the end we can just join it with a new line. So we can do it like this and add a new line like that. Okay, and instead of here this message, we're gonna add this message. instead of our input message, we're gonna replace it there. Okay, that's the data we are pasting. And what else we gonna do? So after we did the fetch request, now I can simply, by the way, this is an asynchronous function, and here data is going to be equal to await. Nope, it's await right here. So it's going to await like that. Okay, and once we got the data, we posted, and now we want to also update this. So I'm going to say I'm going to say set message here to a new copy of the new chat log. I mean the new chat message, and I'm gonna put there now. So this time is gonna be user. Oops, I think I'm in Python. I'm not in Python. So the user now is going to be the bot, and the message, guess what the message is going to be? So the message is going to be data that we're grabbing from the backend dot message. Okay, this is coming from the backend. So I'm just gonna do like this and add, this will allow me to add the curly brackets here. Okay, like that. Cool. Oh, now what? Let's see. And also, if there is an error, I want to also set loading to false because we're catching here an error. So, and for the one key down function, what I want to do, I want to say const. So basically, instead of clicking the button submit, I want to also, when I click enter and the input, that should do it, should do the trick too. So I'm going to say one const one key down. This is a function, and add an e here. So I'm going to say if e dot key code, or no, it's just if e dot key is equal to enter, right? And it's not equal to e dot shift key, then I want to do the logic. So I basically going to say e dot prevent default and e dot stop propagation, sorry. And I want to call this function handle submit here as well, because that will do the handle submit. Okay, so copy this handle submit function and come to this right here, but this A button, and say this is going to be an on click, and put it in there. And for the inputs, so when we click enter, we want to also send the data. So I'm going to say it's key down, yeah, it's key down, and put not the handle submits, it's one key down. So on key down, sorry. So like that. Okay, so now let's make here a condition. So I'm gonna open here. I said if it's loading, I wanna just add a message, say the chat type or the GPT typing, like that. And else I can add this button here, like that, and save. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Last step, and let's create a function to, before the handle scrolling function, we're going to create a function to clear the chat. So clear chat. So come down here, oops, I'm going to say clear const clear chat. It's going to be equal a function, and I'm going to update my state, this set chat message, to, I'm going to basically set it back to default, so it's going to be empty. So clear chat, come here, add this button is going to be an on click, and clear chat. And for what else we need, yes, so now let's do our loop. So let's see. Interesting. So in the body, so the div, so you're gonna close this one and close this. Basically, I'm gonna grab the first div, which is me, right? Or I'm gonna leave it like that actually. So let me close them both. Copy these two. Don't throw them away. I just cut them, so I can paste them still. So I'm gonna come here. Now I'm gonna loop through that chat message array, which is this one. Okay? So the chat message array, remember, it has an object, user and the message. Okay? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna come here and say chat message dot map. I'm gonna need a message and an index so it doesn't complain. And come here, do like this, and I'm going to return here a div that has a key of that index. We don't need a class name here, like that. So I'm gonna say if message dot user is equal to me, then I want to show my div. I'm gonna so I'm gonna show here a div, right? And else is going to be him. So, and right here, me, I'm going to paste that, the first one. So this is him. This gotta go in the else. That means is him. Okay. And then here, instead of this hi, you're gonna say from this here. So it's gonna be message dot message. And the time we can change it later, but we don't care. And here for him, it's going to be message dot message. So save, go back, and this is him. He said, how can I help you? So let me save. I'm gonna say, who is Elon Musk? Enter. We need to clear that, by the way. We didn't get the data back. What have we done wrong? Okay. So let's see. Code, it says bad requests. Why is that though? Let me clear this. Go to back and see what the problem is. Save this. Come back to app. So we want to make sure also when we send the message, we clear that input. So I'm going to set the chat message to, not that, set the chat message to, oh, input message. So set the input message to this. Let's debug and see what have we done wrong. Save. Let's try it again. Reload. The bot said, the GPT said, how can I help you? Say, do you like soccer? We're still not getting the data back, which is weird to me. That's interesting. Got bad requests. Oh, bad request syntax. That's weird. Okay, so I think the error was it was not displaying it right, and I think it was definitely not the URL. It was the chat. It was the input. I spelled it somewhere wrong, and it was a syntax error, I think. That's why I don't think it was a syntax error, but I keep getting undefined. So let's test this again. So let's go here, refresh. I'm gonna say hello. So you can see it says it's typing. I got undefined, which is really weird. But let's go ahead and fix that. So instead of here, let me change this to just like that. And message like that. And here too. That message. Right? Make this bigger. I do get the response here though, but for some reason I'm getting it here undefined. So let's see why. The map. This is the user. Save. Try it again. Hello there. I keep getting undefined. That's weird. So that means the data that we're getting somewhere, I don't know why this is like that. Let's just do it. Let me delete this. Data.message. Save. Come again. Say this is a test. Hello. You there? Huh. He refused to respond, which is weird. Where is our terminal? This is a test. I mean, how can I help you today? Huh, that's weird. That is weird. Let's do this again. We're all on this together, right? So say this is a test. Why I keep getting undefined? Let me console log this. Let me console log some of this stuff. Interesting. Let me console log this because this is what I'm getting the. So console log message. Save. Go to there. Open the DevTools. Let's do some debugging. I got an object that it's undefined. Why? Oh, so it is undefined from the. Let's clean this. Are you? But oh, okay. So I think so. Let's see. Let's type one letter. See what's going on. So the bot, how can I help you? I said, say this is a test. And he is undefined here. Is it the data that is undefined? Okay. So let me console log the data. Let me get rid of that. Let me here console log. Data there. And data dot message. Save. Open the DevTools again. That's weird. That's so weird. So I'm just going to console log the data itself with no message. Let's see. Do you like soccer? I got the data though. That's interesting. He said, no, I don't. I do get the data though, but I'm not sure why. Oh, maybe because... let's see. So, it seems like it's just the data itself, not the data.message. So let's try this again. Okay, so let's try this again. Do you like swimming? And I got an object. This is so weird. Let me fix this and get back to the video, and then I'll explain exactly what happened. Okay guys, I think I figured out what the problem was. So basically in Python, the Python file, instead of as an object in Python, you used to wrap the key with the string if it's an object, right? And I had it like that, so that's why it was saying in the front end, hey, this is undefined. So let's put it back like this and save. And now let's go and try it out. So who is Elon Musk? It says he's typing, and we got the response. Perfect. And I'm gonna ask him, are you alone? And it seems like, so we have a problem. When we get a new message, we want to automatically to go down. So let's go ahead and fix that with handle scrolling. So I'm gonna come here and say last message is equal to useref. Okay, and this now first going to be null. So copy that and come here and say use effect. Use effects. Oops. Effects. Why this is doing this? Okay. Don't worry about that. So in use effects, that you have it. Oh. Yes, like that. So in use effect, we want to say if text dot current, if there is a text that so basically if there is a text, I want to so let's see, I'm going to say last text dot current dot scroll, not to top, I want to scroll into view like that, and then we're going to open this and say the behavior is going to be not scroll, I want it to be smooth like that. Okay, and add the chat message here as a dependency for this use effect like that. Hopefully this will work. Let's see. So let's copy this ref and come down here. So we want the latest message to be into view. So I'm gonna come right after here. So I'm gonna say into view here. Into view, latest last message. So I'm gonna here create a div, just close it like that, and say ref is going to be equal to the last message. Okay, so let's try this again. Come here, say, are you alone? He's typing. No, I'm not. So who is Elon Musk? He's typing. Nice. You can see that now it's scrolling automatically. You can clear the chat, by the way, and you can, you know, keep chatting with this dude. And nice. So let's change the timing. Let's format the timing. So um, let's see. So instead of here, I want to create a function. It's called timing, or let's just call it format time, and do the same thing here. So let's come here, format time. I'm gonna say const format time, and do it like this. And I'm gonna say so date is going to be equal to new date. Okay, and I want to say like that, and I want to say so I'm going to return a string. So I'm going to do like backslash like that, and come here and say so it's going to be new date. So it's going to be date dot UTC, not data, date dot UTC date dot now, I guess. What is happening? Say date dot get hours, get minutes. So I'm say hopefully that will work. And I also want to get the seconds, maybe like that. So we have an error. Oh, this. Let's see what's going on. So this is going to be called like that. Invoke it like that. So same here, save. I have a problem. Oh, I didn't define this, so it's a const date. Save. Let's see what we got. It's 6 now, and this is the device kind of ugly, so we don't want that. So let me see. Let me think about a better way of doing this. I'm just gonna say dates dot get to iOS tree or to local string. Is there a way you can see? To local date string like that. Save and see. That's like the date. That's like no. That's not what I want. Dates to UGC string. So save. I think that's fine. I just show you the time and everything, I guess. But yes, I think you guys got the idea. So for the images, we can. So I already have images. Some of them may be stored. Let's see. So go to. Let's see. So I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna look for ChatGPT logo. And I'm gonna take this one, so just copy image address. Okay, and come here and say here so const bot image is going to be equal to this. So take the bot image and go to the bot box, which is right here, and instead of this image I want this, and you're gonna say class name. This I want it to be rounded circle and rounded. round it like that. Save this. And oh, this is me, not him. Sorry, I gave it to myself. Just copy that and do it right here. And for me, also I want to do the same thing here instead of that chatbot. So I'm gonna copy this image. Instead of here, I'm gonna add like that. Save. So let's go back. Okay, that kind of looks better, but me, I want to change. So I'm gonna say avatar logo. No, like avatar image, a human image or logo. Nice. We can choose any one of these. Doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna choose this guy. Kind of look like me in real life, but it doesn't really matter. You can just take any image you want. It's basically just showing that is you. So say it here, const human, or maybe just avatar. Avatar image is equal to that. Okay, so take that avatar image and paste it right here and save. Come back to code, close this. Oh my god, I did it again. Okay, not there. You gotta be right here. Nice. Nice. So this is me and this is the chatbot. Okay, and you can clear chat, you can add more messages. So and I kind of want to add it here again too. So let's see. Go down. I'm just going to copy this image. Come here to the inputs. Paste it there. Save. Nice. Here we go. Okay, cool. So this is kind of not perfect. It looks kind of weird. The styling kind of weird, but like I said, this is just a tutorial for you guys. I don't think the styling matters that much as long as you understand the functionality itself. So let's ask him. So write a React app. Oops, what happened? Says React tutorial. Do you write a C++ for or loops? Just loop. Nice. He wrote a C++. And it's fast too, guys. Really, it's really fast. So I'm gonna say send me emojis. And he sent me. I'm gonna send this emoji back to him. And he said this is basically an empty space. But it doesn't really matter. It definitely we need stuff to fix with this dude. And if you don't ask him like question or for example something that doesn't make sense, if I'm sending him this, he just sends you like that. So I'm gonna ask him, how can I become rich? He's still typing, if you can see right here. Nice. So the first step is develop a plan, blah 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 blah. Okay guys, I think that is the end of this video, but before I go, I wanna push this to GitHub while you guys are here. So let me go ahead and do that. GitHub, go right here, create new repository, give it a name. I'm gonna say ChatGPT React Py. create repository. And let me split the terminal so you guys can see what I'm doing. Remember, we don't want to push this secret API to the GitHub. That's the point. So let me get out of this. And actually, I'm gonna close the this because I don't need it anymore. So where is the terminal? So put the terminal right here. Go to that desk, so cd desktop, go to the file, the folder, so chat py, and then I'm gonna push it, so git init, and then just follow this, so git add space dot, and git commit, first commit, git branch, we're gonna switch this to main, add the URL, and wait, we need to ignore the AI. So I'm gonna say, let me clear the terminal. So I'm gonna say git remove cached, the name of the file, so it's .env, like that. Did not mesh any file. That's interesting. Maybe let's go to let me copy this. Ignore. Let me go to Python, git ignore. Wait, I think we have, if we go to, where is our project? So if we open this, we already have a git ignore here somewhere, right? Yeah. So hopefully this won't push it, but just in case, I'm going to do the trick. So git ignore cached, I think. Oh, okay. So it's like this. So it's like 2 dash dash ignore cached. And we removed that. Nice. So now we can push this to our GitHub. So git push u origin main, and we have pushed it. So if we refresh this now, view code at the NV, oh fuck, I don't want to do that. I do not want to. I don't know how that happened, but because I think we need to do it again. So git add and commit, and you can see that it's modified, and I'm gonna say git and now we're gonna git push. That is interesting. So for now, guys, I'm gonna push this again one last time. What I have done, I really just deleted the file itself. And by the way, if you push this env to GitHub, you will get an email straight right away from OpenAI saying, hey, you need to update your, because you're not supposed to push it. Okay. So let me just do this again. So I'm gonna clear this. So I'm gonna say git add, git commit, and git push version main. If I reload now, ucode, and the env file is not there anymore. Cool. So thank you so much. I think that's the end of this video. We were able to build some cool, it's a cool mini app, I guess. It's not really that impressive, but it's I like it, you know. And hopefully you guys did too. So if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe for my channel. If you like to get notified for future videos, hit that notification button. All right, see you, bye, and have a great day.